Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is none other than Jay from the GamebustersUK. Welcome back to another Geek discussion. This one's different though. You may have heard I was talking about possibly having a discussion about films. And it so happens that I just went to see the new film Jason Bourne. So in this episode we're going to be talking about Jason Bourne, the film from the Bourne series. You know, the Bourne Identity, the Bourne Supremacy, I think it goes in that order, and the Bourne Ultimatum, and now just Jason Bourne. I think that's literally what it's called. It's just Jason Bourne, which could arguably be the last one. You know, Matt Damon? Matt Damon is, you know, he's getting on a bit. There's some characters that kind of look like, you know, age has not been too great with them. They're getting on, you know. Matt Damon's almost old enough to be accepted in the Expendables, I think. So I guess think of this as a podcast. I literally just went to see it today. It just got released there, I believe. Well, by the time you're watching this, you won't actually see it. Well, you won't see it on the day, but it will probably be like maybe in a couple of days or so. But from when I'm recording this, which is the 27th of June, I've just basically got to see, which I didn't expect it. Surprisingly enough, my sister was like, "Do you want to see this film?" And I was thinking, "Yeah, but why are you asking me this?" Because, you know, I don't particularly get on with my sister, but that's a different story. You know, and she's like, "Yeah, so I booked your tickets to go and see it." It's like, "Oh, okay, thanks." So yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to afford to go and see it. So I'm kind of surprised. But just a heads up, guys, major spoilers. I'll be talking, you know, as much as I can about the film. From what I can remember, seems it's fairly fresh. I literally just came back and saw it from my local Cineworld. So, you know, I do apologize if I miss anything. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a heads up. I'll say from around now, if you want to leave, as there'll be spoilers, then here's your chance. We all good? Alright, so I guess to start off, I'll just give like, not my final thoughts, but just my thoughts of the things. So I seen the trailer, and I kind of made the joke. I kind of made a joke where Jason is punching a guy, and I just thought, oh, this is probably a massive, well, not massive, but this is probably just like a fight scene where he just punches this guy, and he's out in one go, and I thought that was hilarious. And so I thought, okay, yeah, I'm kind of used to this. I'm a big fan of the Bourne series. I'm a big action fan. You know, I watched Batman vs Superman. I want to watch Suicide Squad, but whether I'll actually be able to watch it or not, I don't know. My money problems. My money problems are money problems. I'll just say money issues, but I'd like to see it. You know, I'm definitely an action fan. I'm into my DC. I'm into Marvel a bit, not hugely into Marvel. I think I am more of a DC person, but you know, I'm not taking a side. I'm not a, oh my god, are you team DC or team Marvel? You know, I like them both. I would just say I'm more, I guess, I've seen more of DC than I have Marvel, but I like Marvel. I like what I've seen. So, but yeah, it was action packed. But I didn't feel like it was too action packed. I think it was more story heavy, and the film felt kind of short for a Bourne film, in my opinion. So you know, apart from that, you know, it's a Bourne film. Like I said, it had its actions, it had its moments. As my dad said, because my dad came with us, it was kind of predictable. For someone who's watched the Bourne film so many times, we kind of figured out like, what this person's going to be, what their role was. I bet you this person is like, we were speculating, and we knew. We were both like, yeah, we knew this. We knew that this person's going to be like this. This person's going to die, and you know, this is going to happen and whatnot. So I guess I'll start talking about the story. Oh, I guess the continuation. So yeah, obviously it's a continuation from Bourne Ultimatum. If you've watched Bourne Ultimatum, you know, I think they were kind of teasing it. This was a long time ago now. I can't remember 100% what the time was for Bourne Ultimatum. Actually, let me look up actually so I can find out. 2007. Yeah, several years ago. Yeah, several years ago. Yeah, several years ago, Matt Damon. So yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, It's kind of like where we had, you know, the whole Finding Nemo, and we've only just got Finding Dory. But I think that the gap between that is a lot worse. Of course, returning in Jason Bourne, we've got Julia Stiles, who I believe her name was Nikki Parsons. Yeah, Nikki Parsons. So she plays Nikki Parsons. So she's back. Apart from that, I don't think there are any real like previous people from what I could see. The rest of the people were, you know, kind of new. Obviously, you got like another agency. I think it was just like the CIA or something. And the guy who plays Agent K, he's in it. He's in it. He's like the main sort of guy in this one. The main person that you know, Jason Bourne is going after. Let me just check what his name is, just so I know. I know, I'm sorry, not very... There we go, okay, Tommy Lee Jones. So yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, you can tell he was getting on. I mean, I saw Men in Black 3, and I could tell he was getting on in that, and you could see it here. Everyone, like I said, everyone seems kind of old. Matt Damon at the beginning, I think it was, you know, for added effect, but he looked pretty bad. And, you know, Julia... Nikki Parsons was like, you can't keep doing this, look at you. And I was just thinking, look at you, girl. I mean, she not looking too great. No offense, but, you know, like, they just seem really tired. They do seem really worn out, you know. It's it's like they've been filming for that many years. In between that gap, they've been trying to film the film for that long, and you know, it really shows. So basically at the beginning, he's just trying to stay alive. Jason's just trying to stay alive, traveling to different places. But basically, the main part at the beginning is Nikki Parsons. She's loitering around in this, I don't know, I guess base. You got these people on the computers, and she's going in there, going on, I guess, government database, because she's technically on the run now, I believe. You know, she was alive in the last one, in Bourne Ultimatum. And she found some files. Of course, one of the files was Treadstone. And she also found something else, which seemed, from what we could tell, was meant to be like another Treadstone program. She got worried. She tried transferring the files. The CIA group, or the government group, were all like, okay, we need to stop her. They managed to take out all the power. She managed to transfer it all, I think, or most of it. And then, kind of surprised, but she was starting to me, it started to seem like she was a little bit like Jason Bourne, where she got a gun out, as all the power went out, everyone was confused. She got a gun out. I think she had like a glass of water or something, and she just spilt it all over the computer, so it all... Oh no, sorry, water. It was oil, sorry. Yeah, she put oil all over the computer. It all started to, you know, electrocute all around the place, and then she just set it alight and just walked out of the building. So now she's got these files, and this group is basically trying to get rid of her, trying to kill her. They don't want her to reveal the files. We don't know too much at this point, like what the files are, but Agent K, as I'll call him, Tommy Lee Jones, he's basically, okay, you know, this can't go viral, this is not good, we need to put an end to this. So, you know, he's like, we're going to cut off the head of this thing, and he pretty much means, you know, they pretty much find out that, when Nikki was looking at the files, she found, of course, Jason Bourne, but not only that, she saw a file for his father, Richard Webb, because his actual name was David Webb, his given name before he got, you know, into the program. And she found out that Treadstone was actually surveilling them, and I mean, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because I could be wrong, but I thought Bourne kind of knew about Treadstone. I felt like Ultimatum was meant to be the, you know, the ultimatum. It was the final. It was the, okay, this is where Bourne ends things, which he probably said several times. This is where it ends. I'm ending this tonight. I'm ending this now. And, you know, and now we got another film, and it's not the end. You know, Treadstone is still a thing. Well, it was still a thing. We kind of find out that there's technically two people, I think, that are like part of the group. But we find out that apparently his father was actually a part of the program, but in the end he basically opted out. He's like, no, I don't want to be a part of this. And they were like, oh, we'll get your son in. He seems like a pretty good candidate, and they were surveilling him. And apparently Jason didn't know this, and he was like, nah. And he tried to go viral, so that, you know, his son wouldn't be involved and stuff. So anyway, you know, Nikki Parsons find out this information, so of course she tries to get in contact with Jason Bourne, and so we skip to Jason Bourne, if I remember this correctly, where I'm not sure where this place is. Obviously, it's like a foreign country. I can't remember where it was exactly. They normally show you like locations, but he was out like in this desert area, and there was like street fighting going along. He came out. People were like, "Oh, I'm gonna bet on the Russian. I'm gonna bet on the Serbian." I guess they mean him, the Serbian. And this guy's like ready to go. So yeah, come on. And this is the trailer shot, right? You know the guy that he just one punch man. Literally, that's what he does. I thought to myself, this is going to be an easy fight. You know, Matt Damon's probably just going to stand there, block, and make it as if the guy's going to beat him, and then just take him out like it's nothing. But no, he literally just walked up to him, punched him. He was done. That was it. Nikki Parsons tried to get in contact with him, and yeah, I was like, okay. I mean, it was pretty cool, but that was pathetic, man. It's just done, and that was it. So they went to go and meet, and there's a festival. There's a festival going on, and because obviously Jason Bourne doesn't want to be seen, and he knows they're probably going to track. Some group's going to track him and stuff. So they try and meet in this festival where there's lots of people. Well, I say festival. It looked more like a strike force. Where you had like the police trying to barricade and people throwing bottles and stuff. Because at first it looked like a festival, and then people were just like riots. Yeah, there you go, riots and stuff. And I thought, okay, something's going on here. But there's loads of people. This group of people and this woman who I kind of had the feeling that she'd be like the girl of the operation. You know how like Nikki Parsons from the previous one was kind of like the girl who was like kind of involved with Jason. And she's literally that one. Nikki Parsons, I'm just going to say right now, she was there and then gone, right? This girl is the new girl, I guess you could say. The girl who's now a part of well, she doesn't even know that much, I don't think, about Treadstone. She doesn't know about the backstory of Jason Bourne. They only know that they're dangerous and that this group are like, crap, Jason Bourne again, of course, Treadstone, all that jazz. It never ends with him. And, she asks, can I take lead in this operation? And Agent K's like, alright, let's see what you got. Although she had some doubts very early on. Because, Agent K was like, okay, well, I'm not sure you quite know what's going on, but yeah, sure. He wasn't taking her seriously, didn't think she had what it takes. He just wanted Bourne dead, He you knew that he was a much bigger threat here. Well, he was definitely a part of Treadstone, or involved with Jason Bourne, and he knows that Bourne is going to come after him. So he wants him dead. He's like, nah, we want him gone. We want him dead. So anyway, so they try and send a team to try and find him. They meet. She basically says, look, we need to talk. He's like, nah, I'm done with this. I'm just trying to survive. She's like, you need to see this. There's new information about Treadstone and stuff. And then of course they get caught, and we get some scenes of this assassin. And I thought, to be honest, he was like foreign. Well, I mean foreign as in, because I'm from the UK, right? I didn't think he was English. I don't know. He didn't look English. He wasn't saying much. He looked like he had some like Russian person tied up or something. He killed him. And, I immediately predicted, okay, this guy's going to be important somehow. Obviously, him and Jason Bourne are going to have a confrontation, and it could be like the last fight or something, and Jason Bourne's going to kick his ass. Like I said, I've watched the films, and you sort of start to figure out these things. Although there was one assassin that he didn't kill, I don't think, Bourne automated him, and I'm not sure if he's alive or not. I can't remember. Well, there is another dude who I think might be him, or was someone else to do with Treadstone. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll get to him. But anyway, yeah, this guy is like, okay, you need to take him out. And he's like, yeah, roger that, I'll do that. And they're trying to chase him. They're trying to chase him down, trying to block him out. They catch them, and basically, he's like, okay, meet at this place. It's like, okay, so they both separate to try and lose the guys. Obviously, Jason was trying to get them to follow them so he can take them out. Agent K was like, keep on Bourne, we need to neutralize him, get rid of him. And of course, Jason Bourne taking him back alley. 2 seconds, done, on the floor, you know, like punch him in the face, knock the other guy on the floor, done, okay, done. Jason Bourne, done. So that happens, but then Nikki Parsons kind of gets, well, she does get found out, and she starts running, and the assassin, I think, sees her, but then tries to take him down in a car. And I kind of like this bit. Jason Bourne, he realizes that she's he can't find her, so he takes a motorcycle, speeds up, and then as the guys were coming along, he basically bikes up to them, shoots one guy in the head. I think Nikki Parsons knocks the other guy, and he knocks the other one, and then they both get on the motorcycle. Well, I think it was a moped. It looked like a moped, but yeah. And then okay, so they're biking off. The assassin dude, he's hot on their tail, trying to keep up with him. The government are like, okay, keep up with him, and all that. And this woman is really good. Like, she seems to know what she's doing. You know, she's like, he's going to have to turn left because of the parade or whatever. You know, because of the riot and stuff. There's barricades everywhere, so he had to go to the left. Did that, and then eventually, I think there are lots of petrol bombs. You know, there are a lot of angry people in this country throwing stuff about. And he managed to lose him. Got into an area where he just basically biked up the stairs and then biked down the stairs. I want to tell you one thing, right? I tried on my push bike. That scares me, going down the stairs. I tried going a little bit, because you know what? Some steps make my wheels bounce really high, and I nearly fell off because I actually launched me forward. I think there's a way to do it, but just looking at it, I was like, oh, I couldn't do that on a motorbike, let alone I couldn't do it on a push bike, let alone a motorbike. But he went up the stairs, went down the stairs. The guy crashed because, like I say, he can't get up the stairs in a car. He can try, and he rushes up to the roof to try and get a point. You know, there's a lot going on. The woman's like, okay, he's going to be, you know, in your target soon. And just like you think, Nikki gets shot. I actually thought she was dead right there, but she wasn't. She was still breathing. She was laying on the ground. Jason Bourne, even though, you know, he's an assassin, he's definitely lost. Even more lost than he was. You think perhaps he got some closure, but obviously not, especially when, you know, Nikki was like, look, there's more information here. And this is before he's even seen it, right? And he's like, there has to be another way. He doesn't actually want to kill, not really. He'll do what he has to, because he's been doing it. But he keeps saying, you know, there has to be another way. He doesn't want to keep seeing people die. You know, he doesn't even want to kill the bad people, not really. He just want to be left alone. You know, he doesn't want to see good people die either, you know. And here's Nikki pretty much there bleeding from her neck. You know, and the guy's waiting for Bourne, because apparently Bourne did something to Blackstone, and because the assassins are part of the group, he's like, oh, Bourne, you're a traitor, and he says it's personal. We actually find out it's actually more personal, I would say, to Jason later on. So yeah, she's just there. He's like, I'm gonna save you, She's just like shaking her head, no, it's not worth it, not worth it. He goes to save her. She puts her arm up. She gets shot. So the dude's like, okay, I'm gonna kill her. Done. Of course, he grabs the memory stick that she basically saved the files on, because she kind of, I guess, reached her hand up as if to throw it to him, and she didn't. But she got shot, and she dropped it, and it bounced towards him. So he got it. Of course, he managed to escape. And then I think he went to, is it Berlin, or is it later on? He went to meet with a guy. Well, this guy walks in, and he looks at his room full of like fitness stuff, and he knows someone in his room. He's just like, all right, who is it? Turns around, he's like, Bourne, what are you doing here? You know, he's like, okay, empty your stuff, put this memory stick in the machine. And I'm guessing he's another assassin to do with Treadstone. I don't think he's the same guy who Bourne let live and Bourne automate him. I don't think it's him. Well, I mean, he's bald, and this guy wasn't bald, and I can't remember specifically because it's been a long time since I watched Bourne automate him. But I want to say they didn't look like nothing like each other. So I think this is just some other guy who, you know, Jason knew he was still about, I guess, who was like a previous guy who was recruited just like him, you know. And he's like, okay, look, I need you to to do this for me, yada yada yada. So, you know, he's doing that for him. Well, this guy actually, he wants to expose all of the bad, all the companies, all the badness and stuff go online. Jason don't care about that. He just wants to know what's on there, to see what, you know, if Nikki was right, and if that's right, then that means he has to go and end things once again. He doesn't care about going viral or anything like that. Really, he just wants things to end for him. He wants he wants his past to stay in the past so he can just live a life. You know, he's tired. He's had enough. You can see it. So they're looking. The CIA group detected that he's using the computer. They got CCTV. They take control. Looks, sees in the room, looking at the files. He starts having the flashbacks. They're a bit blurry. I was talking to my dad, and he even said like some of it, I don't know, maybe it was his eyes, but I mean I kind of agree. Some of it was a little bit iffy. And it weren't just the flashbacks, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I mean I should have been wearing my glasses as well, honestly. But yes, I do wear glasses. I know. And most of the time I don't wear glasses when I do like vlogs and stuff, but I do sometimes. I have glasses, I just don't wear them. Probably as much as I used to. So he's having flashbacks of his father, Richard Webb. You know, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I did something really stupid, David." Back to because I think we saw this in one of the, maybe it's one of my items in one of the films. It's like, I done something really stupid. And you know, he gets the flashback of his dad dying, blowing up in the car, and he was saying it was like terrorists that killed him and stuff. And all he could see was like, it was like an Indian man, an Indian woman who's like putting her hands on her face, like, oh my god, and someone looking by in a car. And I kept thinking to myself, it's obvious. It's obvious. Even if it was a terrorist, it's that person in the car, and I'm gonna put a bet onto who it was. So, you know, he's doing this, he's confused, he's delirious. The other dude, who was trying to persuade Jason to team up with him, he was like, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity. He grabs away, and I swear he, like, clobbers him, but Jason just gets up like it's nothing. I mean, Jesus. He just clobbers him with a weight. So he tries to clobber him with another weight. And then he just, he knocks the stool over, wooden stool, breaks one of the legs off, and just, you know, takes him out. Like it was nothing, so... and then of course they managed to get a hold of the computer and they managed to shut it down. So he got the information he needed, but if he wanted to do anything else with the information, he was screwed. You know, that was it. That was he was screwed. He was screwed. So after that he goes somewhere else. Again, I can't 100% remember. I'm trying to think. Is it? Not Italy. I actually can't remember. I apologise. He's going somewhere to basically... Well, he gets... Before that, I should say. While he's in the office, he gets a call. And of course, he gets a call from the office. And they're saying, we know you're in there. We know you're confused. You know, this is the woman who's talking. She's talking. And she's telling them things. But she's starting to have doubt. She's saying that she wants to help him. And Agent K was like, I think I need to talk to him. So she looks at him and she's like, I don't really want to give him the phone. Again, she's starting to doubt him, starting to doubt his methods, starting to think there's more to it. You know, it's more personal for him. So, you know, she has no choice. She follows orders. She gives it to him. And, you know, he's like, oh, it's time to come back in, Jason. You remember me? It's time to come back in. He's like, you know. He's just kind of, I say he's lost. He's just lost again, just thinking. But then she sends a sneaky text saying there's going to be it's going to be like a team coming in 2 minutes. So he just completely ignores him, ignores the dude on the phone, and you know, he hightails it out of there. Right, so we move on, and Jason's trying to find someone else, I think, to do with Treadstone. This guy is literally scared. Obviously, he's not part of the group anymore, and it's like, what do you want? I'm not part of the group anymore, and it's like, meet me at this place in this area. You know, I need to know. And in the background, I mean, Jason know that he's probably going to be followed and whatnot. And lo and behold, there's a team already following this guy. And Agent K is all like, okay, so, you know, he's talking to him and it's like, tell us where Jason Bourne is. And he's like, he's not here yet, I don't know where he is. And it's like, well, you're going to have to follow what we do. So he's listening in. He's following, you know, not Jason's, well, he is, but you know what I mean. He's being closely watched by the CIA group. While the assassin's trying to find him and try to kill him, Jason's actually going around messing around with the fire alarms, messing with the wiring. So when at the right time, where the assassin was basically on the guy, because I was going to say I thought he was just going to kill Jason Bourne, but I think he was technically told to kill both of them if need be. So he had eyes. He had eyes on this guy. You know, he's got a family. He's scared. He just doesn't want anything to do with Jason Bourne anymore. And basically, so he's following around to this like area. This is like a bunch of business buildings. It's a pretty big area. Jason Bourne sets off the switch, which sets off a load of alarms all around the building. You know, massive panic. Loads of people come rushing out the building. Obviously, cause a massive crowd of people. The guy starts panicking. He's like, "No! What if he's in this crowd? What if he's coming to get me? Coming to kill me?" And Agent K's like, "Stay calm. We can't protect you. Stay calm. Don't move." He's like, "No, I can't do this. I can't do this." So he moves and he panics, and of course, Bourne catches him in the crowd, and the assassin caught him, but then missed him. He managed to hide within the crowd. So he's taking him up to a building, and of course he wants to know about like his father and the involvement and what's going on. Why did my father know about the recruitment? Why did he say he didn't know about the recruitment? Yet he was the guy to do with Treadstone and stuff, and it was all a big setup. What's going on and stuff. This guy's bricking it. He's like, "I can't tell you." And Agent K's like, "Don't tell him anything. You'll regret it. We can't protect you. You have a family. If you'll regret it if you do this." And he had two choices. I think he knew he was going to die. The question is, does he want to die from Jason Bourne or die from CIA group or an assassin? So in the end, Jason was like, "I'm going to shoot you in the head if you don't tell me." He tells him, he's saying, "Oh, your father didn't actually know. The truth is, like I mentioned before, he couldn't hack the program, and he was basically going to expose the group, and he's basically going to expose the group and everything, and that's what happened in that." And then you're saying, "You said it was like a terrorist attack. It wasn't, was it?" And then they said, "No, he knew too much. He was killed off, basically." And then he has a flashback again. He has his flashback several times, mind you. So get used to seeing that. I guess it's not too bad, but it's like trying to piece because the flashback's going to be blurry, right? And it keeps going back to the car, and then of course what happens? It's the assassin that's been chasing him ever since they were told, ever since he was told to kill him. He was the one who killed his father. And he sees him driving away in the car, and it's like, oh, it's like, I know who it is now. I know who it is. So in the end, the assassin kills the other dude, and he kind of shoots Jason, but I think he misses, and he falls down on this like wire, but ends up tangling himself up. It's looked pretty brutal actually, tangling himself up like he's being hanged, and he swings upside down, smacks onto the wall, and falls down. And God, man, I felt it. I felt it just watching it. I absolutely felt that, man. So he's sitting there, pool of blood. He's looking in there thinking, okay, I need to get him. So he gets off the roof. Takes him a couple of seconds to get up, of course. So then he's gone. And I'm trying to think. What was it? I'm trying to think. God, I can't remember. Jason was what was he trying to do? At the same time, the woman. Basically, the woman of the CIA group was like, "Sir, I want to bring him in. Let me go and talk to him." And again, he's starting to doubt her mate. He was like, "Alright, whatever. Yeah, sure. Bring him in." This is all happening at the same time. So she gets a team. And it makes him. Agent K makes it feel like that she's in control, but he's just watching. And he's got the assassin on a separate line. And the assassin's like, "Do you read me?" He's like, "Yeah, you ready to engage if need be?" He's like, "I just want him dead." He wants Bourne dead. The other woman was trying to be kind of like Nikki Parsons and that other woman from the other Bourne series. I can't remember her name, unfortunately. You know, the blonde woman, the older blonde woman. Trying to be like her, trying to be like, okay, I understand, you know, let me talk to you, we can help you, or whatever. Trying to be reasonable with him. And he's, Agent K's having none of it. He's like, no, he needs to die. You know, I know I'm going to die, I know he's going to kill me, he needs to die. Yeah. But he still keeps telling to the assassin, like, I make this personal. And the guy's like, this is personal, I gotta kill him. You know, so he's on his own orders, but she doesn't know this, right? So she sends some teams to try and find him, and what happens? The assassin kills them off one by one. She's completely oblivious that this whole thing's been compromised. You know, that it's all been a setup and stuff. She's still got like a couple of teams left, and in the end she decides to go off herself with this team to try and find him, and she does find him, and this is before that assassin dude kills that other guy who's, you know, really shit his pants and stuff. And he manages to, you know, Jason manages to see her for the first time because he was actually looking her up earlier on. And he found some information like on his phone when he was traveling. And he's like, oh, so he's like, oh, this is what she is and stuff. And then so yeah, and then obviously, like I said, he died and everything, and then that happened. So now she's at the point where she knows she's not trusted. And, you know, Agent K was like, oh, you lost your teams. This is not very good. You need to, you know, I think you need to let me take over, even though this was a complete setup. And she was like, okay, take over. And it's like, you know, this is a learning curve. It's fine. It's fine. I'll let you off. But, you know, he's thinking in his mind, I'm probably going to have to kill her off too. You know, she's like a traitor or whatever. You know, she wants to help Bourne instead of killing him. And he's like, no, there's no helping him. There's no helping someone like him. He needs to die. Sorry, he just, you know, he just needs to die. And they managed to get a moment to talk, and he basically says, well, this is Guy actually a little bit earlier on who's making like some sort of app. He's making some sort of app. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's some sort of internet app thing, and they're all like, oh, what about privacy? And this guy's like, oh, it's fine, no one's going to be watching it. Apparently it's something to do with like a government free thing where, you know, that no one's going to be watching it. There's not going to be no satellite things and whatnot. It's like, oh, don't worry, no one's going to be watching. You're going to be safe, and you don't have to think that the government's got you in the system or anything like that. You know, you're going to be safe. There's no like supercomputer or anything like that. You're going to be fine. And of course, he's connected to Agent K. And you know, he says, look, we've been hacked. You know, Lisa. Nikki, Nick Parsons, she hacked them, and it's like, I don't want to be a part of this program anymore. You know, you're dodgy and stuff. And it's like, you pretty much have no choice in the matter. And he's like, is that so? You know, or whatever. And then he gets, I believe, a court martial. These guys just come out of the van. It's like, you have a court martial, and he's like, really? You gonna do this right now? So this guy's pissed. Obviously, this is a very intelligent guy. This guy's pissed, and it's like, dig up all these meetings with Agent K, and it's like, all of them? And it's like, yes, all of them, even the off-book ones, especially them, dig them all up. And so then he's basically going to be going to a it's like a con like to introduce his new app, I guess, to set it off, sort of thing, in Vegas. And so he's basically bringing evidence in Vegas because, you know, he feels like Agent K is going to try and set him up or do something to him. So it's like, oh, I'm going to bring leverage then. I'm going to try and counterattack. I'm going to try and one-up him and stuff. But then the guy who's working with him, he's like, he calls Agent K up and is like, he's planning something. So he's obviously a traitor to him as well. So it's like, oh, thank you for the heads up. And now Bourne, you know, having to talk to the girl. He's like, what's he planning? And he's like, oh, he's going to Vegas. Yeah, to do this. This guy to do this. This new app that's apparently, you know, meant to be like a privacy thing, but actually is an absolute joke. He's making a system like Treadstone. He's basically making a system like Treadstone. You know, a new like a Black Ops thing similar to Treadstone. And you know, no one will be safe. You know. It's a lie. There's no privacy. You know, there's no privacy thing. No one will be safe. But he's basically just trying to do another Treadstone operation. That's why Nikki was like, look, this is bad and stuff. He said, you know, he's going to Vegas, and she's like, I could take you to Vegas, and it's like, nah, I'll make my own way. I work alone, sort of thing. She gives him a phone anyway. He takes it, and I think he's doing some more research on her and stuff. One of the things, like saying that she works for the CIA because she hoped that she'd make a difference or something, and he just thought, maybe she could be trustworthy. I don't, I'm not 100% sure about that. She could be good, she could be bad, but yeah, she's basically on his side now. It really altered very quickly. I felt like the whole story was escalating fairly quickly. Like I said, it was a very short thing, so there's a lot of story, and I didn't really get to see as much action, in my opinion. There was more action later on towards the end, but definitely not as much action. But yeah, so they go to Vegas. I don't think they're aware. The CIA group are aware. Well, Agent K, I don't think is aware. The assassins obviously is going there, but I don't think they're aware that Bourne's able to get to Vegas, because I don't think he could have. But I think she managed to get clearance for him somehow. So he got his passport. Is there? And he's like Michael something, who apparently is a British now because of all the passports. He's like, oh, welcome back. It's like, oh, thank you and stuff. So they're gone to Vegas. Everyone's going to Vegas, and obviously trying to think on what you're going to do. Obviously, Jason's thinking, okay, should I kill him? Should I? Obviously he wants to find answers. He wants to talk to him and find out what really happened, and he just wants things to end. This is pretty much what happened in the first one, really. Not the first one, sorry, in Bourne Ultimatum. But it's not over. It's never over. It is never over with Jason Bourne. So the guy who basically made the app, he's, the presentation is there. They're all, he's just talking to Agent K as if it was nothing. It's like, yeah, we're going to be supporting you, yada yada yada. And then in the end, he's all like, okay, so before he steps up, I'm going to have to say something. This is basically where he's going to this is where he was going to reveal, I did a dangerous plan with a man in a black suit, and I'm going to reveal the dirty secrets of the program called Deep Dream. By the way, I actually remember that the program's called Deep Dream. Everyone's excited. Everyone's thinking, oh, this app's going to be amazing. Everyone's going crazy for it at this convention. And this Jason's arrived. He's got a cap. I think it's like a something cap. It's a cap that you obviously bought at the convention. So I guess to kind of mingle, and he's just hiding. He slips, I think, a phone or something, or a tracker or something inside one of the other agent guys. This black dude. He slips into an agent guy. He sees the girl. The guy's like, oh, Agent K wants a word with you. He's like, yes, of course. And Agent K is like, I wonder what I was going to do with you, but I guess, you screwed everything up. We won't talk about what happened. We won't talk about what happened back there, alright? We'll say it's a learning curve. You'll listen to me from now on, right? And she's like, yeah, of course. yeah, of course. But, so yeah, that's happening. The guy starts talking about in an announcement. Jason Bourne is trying to, I guess, find the right opportunity to strike, and also find the assassin and find out where he is. Agent K finds out that, oh, she must have gave Jason Bourne clearance to get here, and so he's like to the assassin, kill her as well. Pretty much kill her as well. She can't tell, but she knows something's wrong, so she sends a message to Jason. Jason's like, something's wrong, you need to hurry. So he hurries. He's about to shoot the guy who's doing the presentation. He's basically going to be like, oh, this deep dark secret. And then just in the nick of time, Jason comes along with, well, there was like it's like a stage light thing, and he basically aims it at the vent where he could tell that the guy was there. The guy got blinded, and he shot him, but he was alive. It was like a shot in the arm, it was like a wound shot. It was, so he ends up being all right. He isn't dead. Of course, Jason starts shooting the other dude, and he does actually get him through the vent, which is kind of impressive. And the assassin starts running off. And then, of course, everyone's panicking, everyone's running away. Jason sneakily puts the hat down to try and mingle with everyone else. But, of course, a couple of agent guys manage to find him. Jason takes them out. Of course he does. And then, so she's, Why is she? Well, she's basically trying to escape as well, or trying to find the right time to, I guess, make a move or do something. Because I think she knows at this point that she's been compromised, and they'll probably kill her. So the other dudes are like, okay, we need to protect him. You know, we need to protect Agent K. So we need to protect you. And then he's like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. I know Jason's gonna come for me. I knew he was gonna come for me. I know he's gonna come for revenge. You know, for his father and everything. I know he is. So, you know, he's like, take me up to a room. He waits for his room. Obviously, Jason gets there, and he's like, oh, you took your time, Jason. And it's like, you know, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, oh, no, you don't want to kill me. You're here because you want to go back. You want to go back on the program. It's time to come back in, isn't it? Yeah, you can't, you know, you can't live without. You need to accept that you are Jason Bourne, that David Webb. You know, you can deny it all you want. You know, trying to persuade him and stuff, and I think he like does shoot him, but he doesn't like kill him. And you can tell he's like, there has to be another way. It's like, no, you know, there's only one way. You can't, you know, you can't just do this sort of thing. And basically, in the end, I think the black dude comes in and he tries to shoot Jason, and Agent K was about to shoot him, and then of course he dies because the girl comes along and shoots everything. And that was it. So yeah, and then she's like, okay, this can end with him, and it's like, no. Well, he didn't even say that. He just kind of looked at him, looked up, and then he was like, no. He just walked off. And then the assassin's trying to find him. He knows either way, one of us is going to die. So they're both trying to find each other. Jason gets in the car. He's driving around Vegas. The guy's in a SWAT car, and I actually quite like this bit where there's a bunch of cars, right? Bunch of cars all on the road. Jason could just go straight through the middle. The guy's got a big SWAT vehicle, and you'd think he's driving a tank. He just plows through all the cars, and the cars were just going flying behind him. You know, you'd think it was a, you know, a like I say, a tank or something. You know, just the way he's just demolishing everything. It was a pretty cool scene. And then they're both like neck and neck, making me think it was like a Need for Speed or something. Need for Speed film or whatever. You know, just driving around, and he does like a little swerve. I think he did this in one of the other Bournes, where he done like a 360 swerve, and then he's reversing like right next to him. And I actually find this kind of funny. They managed to lose each other, go on like doing a different highway, and Jason sees him, and he actually drops down, lands the car straight onto his car, and they're still both driving. But then the guy, because I guess he couldn't see where he was going, he drives straight into like this casino place, and you just see, you know, Jason's car just get. I thought the bonnet, the top bit of the car would just, you know, get knocked clean off, but kind of just got crushed. The whole car got crushed, and he got knocked off. And to be honest, it looked like Jason was worse off than the assassin guy. The assassin guy got out, and he's just like, you know, okay, move. I'm preparing and stuff. He's getting his gun out. Jason crawls out. Of course, he corners him into like this alleyway, and they have a fight. You know, I will say this. What was pretty brutal was that they were both injured. They both had like wounds, and they were both using against him. You know, Jason was like, you know, squeezing hard on where he was bleeding, and the guy was struggling. And the other dude tried to squeeze where Jason was bleeding. You hear him yell his young. It's like, ah! You can tell it's painful. And then again, in a bit of a heated fight. And it kind of looked like, honestly, Jason was winning, and not too much surprise. But then Jason starts defending with a pot, and I kind of like this because this reminded me of kind of like Jet Li / Jackie Chan style. Because I've seen films where they'll use things around them like knives and pans and pots, and just kind of remind me of Jet Li would just randomly grab a pot and just lob it at someone's head, or just whack them on top of the head and like block all the punches and kicks with a pan or something. That's just hilarious how he was doing that. And then I think he must have had like a whip or something. He had like a whip, looked like a whip, and he was whipping Jason, and then he was strangling him. And I knew at that point that Jason was just going to reverse it. You know, he's like, "Oh, you're a traitor. You're meant to die." You know, blah, 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 blah. And what I find was kind of risky because you know Jason was trying to hold on to the whip, trying hold on to the whip, I should say, trying to pull it away, and he was like, you know, obviously struggling to breathe. He lets go and instead goes for his legs, which I actually find out it's kind of clever but risky because obviously he's strangling him, and if he lets go, he's going to strangle him even more because you know he's not resisting. So he lets go, he grabs his leg, quickly pulls him so he falls onto the ground. Then he manages to reverse it on him. He doesn't even say anything. He just literally just strangles him and then dead, kills him. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the I guess the end of the end. Then after that, and the girl's obviously looking to recruit him. Well, she's walking along, and this other dude who's also like a part of the CIA group, or I guess he was like second in command or something, I suppose. She reports back to him, and he's all different about it. He's like, I have no idea what happened to Agent K. I don't know what's going on. He doesn't know how to explain Vegas, the crap that went along and all that. And she's all like, look, I can still get Jason. He trusts me. I helped him and we helped each other and stuff. And it's like, if not, well, we'll have to kill him then. And it's like, she proposal. And she says, if you don't want this information, I'll go somewhere else. So she leaves. She turns around and then Jason goes behind her and then they talk. And then she gives him a medal that that his father had. So he takes it. He basically says, look, you're obviously here because you want something. She's like, come and work for us. We still need someone like you to help us defend, the United States. He just sort of looks at her, and even though he thinks she's trustworthy, he's like, I'll think about it. So how will I get in contact with you? He just walks off. Like, I guess you won't. And then, of course, which he bought, he took like this camera. I think it was like a camera that was at this place. I don't know why it was just there, but it looked like it was just there, on this stool or this table. And he just took it, and basically, she notices it, and she's like, "What's this?" And there's a video playing. And of course, what's the video? It's a recording of her when she was talking to that guy, saying, "Oh, don't worry. I'll bring him in. He trusts me, and if not, I'll kill him." So he basically knows that she said that. She cocked everything up. If she didn't say something like, "Oh, I don't want to kill him. I just want him on our side," then maybe. But he basically knows that she basically said, "Look, if he doesn't agree, we'll get rid of him." So she had a chance. But Jason's too good. He managed to record the conversation, and you just see him walk off, and then you got the classic end to the classic Bourne music. One thing I will say is that I didn't hear too much of the typical Bourne music, which I'm kind of disappointed about because I really liked the Bourne music. It fit really well. The heat of the battle and everything, but I just. I don't know. I didn't hear much of it. It's nice to see the ending music, but I felt like I didn't hear much of it. I heard a little bit of the that sort of theme, and that was cool. But yeah, the film was short. It felt short. I enjoyed it, but I think Bourne Ultimatum was probably still my favorite. I think it's just got the most action, and this just felt kind of a little bit squished together, I guess, a little bit compact, a little bit like, okay, we're doing this, we're doing this, and not too much action. And to be honest, the only challenge provided really for Jason was the assassin. I mean, he just took everyone else out like it was nothing. No surprises there. But it's just, I liked it. It's definitely a Bourne film. I guess there's room possibly for another one, but I don't know. I don't know what they would do, because they're saying, oh, you've killed everyone from Treadstone now. Well, that's probably what he thought last time as well. Treadstone is finished. There's no one, nothing to do with that anymore. And he may not trust her now because of, the girl, because of what she was saying to the CIA group. So, I mean, there's possible room for another one, but it isn't like a major setup. like a Bourne ultimatum where you see it says, "Oh, Jason Bourne, the body has not been found," and you just see him swim away, so you know that he's a liar, and there's possibly going to be another one. And we finally got one after several years, in 2006 now, and then we got it. But I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed talking about it. I guess, like I said, that's pretty much my final thoughts. I enjoyed it, but it's not my favourite. I don't think. I think Bourne Ultimatum is still my favourite. And I would say it's a little bit rushed, maybe, and a little bit hard to follow at times. It's a little bit rushed, a bit short. I would love there a bit more action because that's what I love about the films. Is just the stuff that he does. I just want to see a bit more of that, and I didn't think I saw too much of that. So that's a little bit of a shame. There was one scene I actually forgot to mention where he was in like another sort of like street fight thing, but it's like an actual arena. Well, not like a proper arena, but it was like in a building and people were making bets and stuff. And honestly, he was just standing there and he was just blocking. The guy was like, "Come on, come on, hit me, come on, hit me." And Jason was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna keep blocking." So he just stood there and blocked. This is like much earlier on when Nikki Parsons was still alive, and basically, when he saw her, he was just like, "Okay, I need to talk to her," and he just takes the guy out. So it's him standing there blocking, taking lots of blows, and we find out the reason why he was doing that is because he just feels like he needs to be punished, but I guess not killed, if you know what I mean. I feel like he's getting beaten up because he felt like he needed to be punished for all this bad stuff that he did, and that he regrets ever joining Treadstone, and he's been punishing himself basically. That's pretty much what it was for the most part. He was having the, "Oh look, I'm so bad. I did so much bad, and I don't know how I can do things." And he was just, I guess, going through random fights. But he knew, I guess, he could take out the guy. When he saw her, he was like, "Okay, I'm taking out this guy." He took him out like it was nothing. He was just letting himself get beaten up because he felt like he deserved it. I mean, that was alright, but it was simple. Again, there wasn't really too much action. So I would have loved to have seen more of that. I don't know if I should give this a rating or not. Well, I won't give it a rating this time, but if you guys like me doing film, because this one's going to be obviously really long, if you guys like me talking about films, like new release films and stuff, then I will continue to do so for the Geek discussion, or I'll just keep it to like gaming news and stuff. But I enjoyed talking about it, and like I say, I may even do another one possibly with perhaps another GBUK member if we both go and see a film or something. We might want to do a podcast together and just talk about it and give our thoughts and whatnot. But I'll say it's definitely a good movie to watch. I'd still watch it if you're a big fan of the Bourne films. I just think it's just a little weak, if you know what I mean, compared to perhaps the others. A little bit weak. Just want a little bit more from it. But it wasn't. It was definitely not terrible. It was still a pretty great film. The only thing I can remember from that is that it's so hot because of the summer, and it just smelled like old popcorn. And honestly, the smell was putting me off. It was kind of uncomfortable, but that was just the cinema, so I couldn't wait to get out. It was so hot in there. It was it was not good. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to much to really say. Really, yeah, I had fun. So hopefully you guys had fun too. And let me know in the comment section if you have watched this film recently, or whenever you watch this film. Let me know what your thoughts. Do you like it? And let me know what's your favorite. Is this your favorite? Did you like it as much as the others? Is one of the other ones still your favorite? And if you don't like any of them, let me know why. Are they not your kind of film or anything? Just let me know your opinions in the comments section below. And like I say, also give the video a big old like. If you want to see more geek discussions and more film discussions, then I'll try and do more films. And talk about films and give my thoughts. I was going to do a Batman vs Superman, but honestly, by the time I saw it, it was kind of like late. And so I didn't think it'd be any point, and no one would probably watch it at that point. So that's why I didn't do it. But if I managed to watch recent stuff, then I wouldn't mind doing it if you guys would like to see it, or I may just do some. I don't know. These take a lot out of me. I've just realised. I've been going at this for like an hour. So these are podcasts. These are meant to be quite long. But if if I can get someone else to bounce with me as well, it might be a little bit easier. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. I've been Jay from the GamebustersUK. I hope you enjoyed this more informative side of things, because we've got the other videos, we've got the Let's Plays, we've got the wild groups discussions. Well, they're not as wild as they used to be, but, where we just kind of let our hair down. Hair. And talk about random stuff and just have a good old time, have some fun, joke around. But then we have like the informative stuff, like like this stuff. I can talk about some informative stuff sometimes. It may not be accurate, but I can. I could do that. We had the Sonic Mania discussion and all that. So, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with updates, and please follow us on Twitter. And you can also follow me as well, because our uploads are linked to our Twitter, so we don't really go on the GamebustersUK Twitter, but we have our own individual Twitter. Like mine is GamebustersJai, Mark is a GamebustersMarc, Jamie's is Jamie001. So if you want to follow them, you can just follow GamebustersUK and then probably find our own Twitters there. We talk about random stuff, or I talk about random stuff. Mark just posts pictures of his lunch apparently while he's recording, so you can go and check that out. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for all the support, and I hope to see you guys in the next Geek discussion. Till then, guys.